The string of movies in which Akshay Kumar has starred in recent years has been quite contrary to the hit streak that he was experiencing prior to 2020. There was a period in which the man was just unstoppable, having created a niche for himself to do socially relevant cinema that integrated even nationalistic pride, and most of these ventures were commercially successful. This combination almost made people assume that Akshay Kumar is having the hit streak that once was considered to be the norm of someone like Salman Khan post Wanted, something that was also cemented in stone with the blockbuster reception of Suryavanshi. However, ever since then, Akshay Kumar has either featured in commercial disasters, rarely featuring in films that go on to become commercial hits. The list of movies have ranged from poor remakes to massive franchises or historical epics that just deserved better treatment in terms of writing and even Akshay's own performances. In the list of movies that he has featured in, however, I particularly have loved Akshay Kumar in comedies like Khel Khel Mein and Jolly LLB3 and an effective legal drama like Kesari Chapter 2. The movies you can really praise have been like finding a needle in a haystack, but the glimpses, at least in the comedic films, made people assume that the OG Akshay Kumar we all love to see be his unhinged best may be returning, where Akshay is genuinely having fun and can let loose in front of camera. With the rumor mills floating around about Hera Fairy starting again and cancelling right after, the project itself seems to be in a legal fix that is just not reaching a point where we can see it ever materialize. Akshay Kumar and Priyadarshan have been involved in one of the most successful career collaborations with each other, delivering hilarious rides at the movies, and with Bhooth Bangla, it almost seems like this is what would have been Bhool Bhulaiya 2 had the franchise not been taken over by T-Series and Kartik Aaryan. This is especially what I concluded when I saw the first teaser. A huge establishment being presented in a place called Mangalpur, a legend and lore surrounding the establishment casts a shadow of what may happen if you reside there. The eerie score presented in the teaser referenced the presence of Vadasur, who may come haunting to those who inhabit the place and especially get married there. This of course has to be presented with the soft landing approach of comedy, and the cast features some of the best in the business. Akshay Kumar sharing screen space with Paresh, Rawal, Rajpal, Yadav and the late Asrani, three actors who shared screen space with him even in the first Bhool Bhulaiya. This may be Asrani's last official appearance and it will genuinely be bittersweet to see him one last time on the big screen. The thing I totally forgot about, well, because I am seeing a Priyadarshan comedy in Hindi after the awful Hangama 2 that had dropped digitally, that Priyadarshan's comedy is extremely physical in nature. So rather than having zingers with one-liners or quips, it largely depends on physical comedy and organized chaos as a means to extract laughs from the audience. So you'll see Rajpal Yadav mostly getting smacked around in scenes, Akshay Kumar getting pantsed, and even the pot overflowing, bursting, making Paresh Rawal fly in the air, or has him feature in a scene where his bum is on fire only to jump in a bathtub. The color correction of the teaser and trailer is interesting as it seems to have become the norm of modern Hindi cinema now that you will not see any imperfections on anyone's face. This is where every frame is coated with a filter, so not only does everyone look 2 shades lighter, but everyone also seems like they have been doing their nighttime skincare routine perfectly and diligently. Mithila Palkar's role in this movie, I believe, is of significance as you see frames in the teaser of a bride getting dragged, and it seems like Mithila is a new bride in this establishment where Vadasur may have his origin story attached to what happened on an ominous wedding night thousands of years ago. She seems to be the one possessed or being tormented in several of the frames that makes me believe she may be a focal point of conflict as the movie does transition to a haunted house saga. Vadasur is presented as a being or a spirit that has not gone anywhere. It has become even more powerful as the time has gone by, owing to someone wanting him to take birth again. Described as a curse that is 1,000 years old, I think the success of Bhooth Bangla largely depends on this lore being effective and engaging. What compels someone to reintroduce a being that may cause chaos in the same household? The reason why I keep on saying that the wedding night and those newlywed may be targets is because you see a spirit attack and possess both the groom and bride respectively in the teaser and trailer. The comedic gags in the teaser and trailer seem like a hit and a miss for me. I am all for a fun and carefree time at the movies, but I hope it's more than just the low-hanging fruit jokes that largely depend on producing laughs because Rajpal is getting slapped all the time, or the makers try to revisit nostalgia through popular dialogues that are relevant only due to meme culture. Rajpal Yadav seems to have a problem of sleepwalking and of course in the process will get slapped around so that he wakes up. Akshay Kumar may be presenting the Mahal as an ideal location for a wedding, papering over the cracks for the prospective buyers that the place is not haunted. Wamiqa Gabbi may be playing Akshay Kumar's girlfriend, and while she does look significantly younger than the leading actor, I hope the romantic relationship does not extend beyond being just a mere subplot in the story. This issue will persist, and I seem to be on a tape recorder bringing it up each time, and I have come to the conclusion that I'll keep on repeating it, hoping that it may change one day. Hey, I must say though that there is some hope with a recent casting choice with our 90s batch like Salman Khan being paired opposite Chitrangada in Mathrubhumi. Much like Bhool Bhulaiya 2, what seems to be the clincher in addition to Vadasur's origin story is how it ties into Tabu's role in the movie. You very well know that if Tabu is starring in an ensemble cast like this, that her role is going to be of significance. I wonder how she is integrated into the legend of Mangalpur and its haunted mansion. She is presented as dancing in the same mahal. My 2 points of concern with the trailer are: 1, whenever a horror movie in India largely depends on the villain or the entity to be intimidating, and the entire presence of the being is digitally created, much like how it was created in movies like Ma and even Sarkata and Stree 2, it really does falter, not only because of the technical snags in making something digital scary, but because its interactions with the human elements often lead to long action set pieces that become tiring versus scary. Digital elements fighting with humans in climax sequences is something that's repeated quite often in horror movies that fall flat. The reason for the brilliance of the first Bhool Bhulaiya has always been that its spooky element is that Avni suffers from a psychological issue of being fixated and obsessed with the legend of Manjulika. The scary is within the human versus a CGI glob that growls and shouts. Secondly, I do get concerned with Akshay smiling and grinning and delivering the Behen Dar Gayi line, that the actor and the makers are too aware about the meme culture. So rather than making the situation itself in the movie comedic and funny, they largely fixate on callbacks for nostalgia's sake. I think the fact that the makers are aware about internet culture almost acts as a disservice to the writing of the movie, because it seems like whenever makers reach a corner or a roadblock, they always indulge in going back to nostalgia or meme culture bait. We found Akshay Kumar funny in his prime of the 2000s because he was effortlessly being himself versus being aware of how the audience perceives him. Akshay Kumar's Batisi smile was funny for the situations in Bhagam Bhag. Here it almost seems like he's doing it because it's a tip-off of his OG days. I hope you understand what I'm getting at. Even when Akshay gets annoyed at someone asking the time, he says, "Ja varna pel dunga," it almost is a feeling like it is an extension of the meme when he appeared in the Ranveer Alabadia podcast. It's almost a callback to that same moment. I hope the film still turns out to be equal parts funny and scary in regards to its origin story. What happens when a wedding is taking place on an ominous night in a mahal, around which an attempt is being made to recall the scary legend of Vadasur? What happened years ago in this mahal that the villagers of the area don't want anything joyous to happen? Why do they say ki is mahal mein Vadasur ka saya hai? Why does the spirit hate for anything joyous to happen, especially a wedding? Why does the act of bringing the spirit back again present corpses being dressed in bride outfits? Was Tabu's marriage halted due to some conflict? She appears in 2 get-ups in the trailer. Is she in a double role just like Bhool Bhulaiya 2? My biggest fear, the trailer, at least in terms of writing, leaves more to be desired in terms of laughs. The most important point being, if the lore and origin story is not compelling enough and bears resemblance to what was already focused on in Bhool Bhulaiya 2, which essentially was a jilted and jealous spirit who hated her sister's personal joy, I hope the legend of Vadasur is more than just a jilted lover who was heartbroken and left at the altar. I think with all these fears, it has the possibility of falling into the mid category versus the blast we all expected when Akshay was reuniting with Priyadarshan. And that was the video, guys. Write down in the comments below what you thought about the Bhooth Bangla trailer. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram. The handle's right in front of you. Follow me at JammyPants4. Also, please support us by smashing the like button and subscribing to our channel for weekly content ahead. Thank you for watching.